Hey, welcome back. Uh, Again, as always, my co-star, the fan. So sorry for the noise. It's gonna stay on pretty much every single video, unless I decide to go outside for a video. So it is what it is. Um, this video hopefully won't be too long since I'm noticing my videos are like really long. But this one is just be like, to explain why I have the username I'm not cool enough, because well, my family wants to know. Like, no one's really, not too many people have asked me why it is that I have that name, but some people want to know what it is or why it is that I have that name. So I figured I'd explain it. Um, at this point, what year was it? I want to say it might have been 2007, could have been 2008. Because I was living in New Hampshire at the time, and I lived in New Hampshire till like just after my 18th birthday, which would have been 2008. And it is when I'm living in New Hampshire that I created this username. Now, the reason I created this username is because MySpace was dying. It wasn't officially dead yet, but it was on its last leg. Now, I wasn't really a MySpace person. I wasn't really on there. I used my sister's MySpace for like a really long time. She got upset that I had it, so she made me create my own, and I do not remember at all what my name was on MySpace because I didn't really use it. But then she told me about this other site called Tumblr, like how all the cool people that she knew of and like still liked from MySpace were all going to Tumblr. I was like, what the hell is Tumblr? Like, oh, it's this new site and you can have a dashboard, you have Tumblrity, it's so cool. And that's what she was saying, and I felt like, and how she was describing it and who was gonna be on this site is like, that sounds like all the cool kids, and I'm not a cool kid. I've never been one of the cool kids ever in my life. So I was telling her that like I don't know if I really want to join this site because I don't think I'm cool enough to be on this site at all. It's like you're like I'm not interested that much in like the emo scene thing. I do like the music and stuff like that, but I'm not really in it. I don't really like watch anime like that. Like all the things you're describing for the people who are on this site, that's not really me. Or I don't know enough about it to like have any type of conversation with anyone about any of these things. Like that's all the cool kid stuff, and that's not me. He was like, just come up with a name, just real quick, like just try it. You'll totally love it. It's gonna be like the best thing. So like the only thing that kept coming to mind is I'm not cool enough. Like I'm not cool enough to be here. I'm not cool enough. So that was my username. And the look she gave me when I said that to her, and I said like that's the username I want is I'm not cool enough. She I can't I wish I could really describe the look that she gave me. I was like, you know what? Fine. You can have this name for right now, just so I can help you set this up for right now, but you better change that name. It's like, okay. I never changed it. I never changed it. Like, and I'm glad I didn't because there was a point where like a lot of Tumblrs were changing their names for whatever reason and then couldn't change it back to their original one when they wanted to. So I decided to search mine to see like if I ever changed it, could I change it back? And I'm seeing so many different variations of my username because I'm the only one on Tumblr with just I'm not cool enough and nothing else before it or after it. So I just left it alone. And then again, YouTube's always been a thing. Well, not always, but it's been a thing since like 2004 ish. Like yeah, like 2004 or something like that. And I at first wasn't really on it because there wasn't really anything on YouTube to be watching. So like I knew it existed, but there was no reason for me to be there. And then like every so often there'd be some type of video, like the My Hands Are Bananas thing. Like that was pretty fucking funny. Or the McChicken rap, whatever. That was funny too. But there wasn't like a whole lot of like super viral things, or like even content, really, not even just viral stuff, like just plain content on YouTube at that time. But my sister had a YouTube, because once she finds out about something, she immediately creates an account and like checks it out and do all that stuff. So I was using hers again. I was using hers, and she at first was okay with it because I was just watching stuff that she was watching, like a lot of like dance videos. Like that was one of the main things. Like we both used to watch So You Think You Can Dance, and we would watch the clips of the show on there. But then I would also watch other dance videos, and then I would like watch the Mickey Mouse Club, and I would watch NSYNC videos and stuff like that. And I was just messing up all of her recommendeds because she was watching like anime type stuff and whatnot. And so yeah, I was just messing up her recommendeds. So she texted me one day and was like, "I'm sick of this. You are going to create your own YouTube because I'm going to change my password." And that's that. So I already had the name I'm Not Cool Enough, so why not just keep it? And this is where the 08 comes into play. Because when I try to create the like I'm Not Cool Enough for the Gmail, it said like I couldn't use it because someone else already had it. So they gave me like a couple, like 3 or 4 options. Yeah, I think it was like 3 options that had numbers after it. And the 08 is the only one that had the fewest amount of numbers. All the other ones had 4 or 5 numbers attached to it. And it's like, I'm never going to remember that. This is the only one with 2. So, or even just less than 5. So I just chose that one. Me and my indigestion, I'm so sorry. But, yeah, then my friend, she asked me, like, why I had the 08. And she was like, is it because like you were 18 at the time, or it was like that the year you graduated, or is that the year you created it, or something? And I told her no, because it wasn't at all. Because honestly, like I feel like that's I want to say dumb to like have numbers or something that's like super significant to you as part of your password or part of your username, because then it's easy for people to figure it out. But like at the same time, I understand like if when it means something to you, it's easier for you to remember, especially since so many sites now make you change your password like every 3 months or something like that. So you need something you can always remember. So I get it, but it's like that's not why I chose those numbers. It was the only option with the fewest amount of numbers. But then later on, like we're shopping and we're buying sneakers and stuff like that, and I'm like buying Vans, and the cashier, she asks me like when I tell her what my email is to like sign up for whatever, and the way she, I forget exactly how she asked me this question, but it's like, is that like when you were 18, or is like did you just get out of high school or something? And I was like, you know what, that is actually true. Granted, my best friend, had already asked me this question, and I immediately told her no, and I told her exactly how it happened, like that I ended up choosing these 2 numbers. But now this cashier says it like slightly differently, just slightly differently, and I'm like, wait a minute, I was 18, or like was about to turn 18, I should say. It's like I don't know, but like that is why I'm Not Cool Enough, because I've always been an outcast, and I'm very much an introvert. It is not easy for me. My hair looks so much better earlier. Whatever. Anyway, it's not easy for me to make friends or to talk to people or anything like that. I do try, and I'm definitely better at it now than I was when I was younger, when I was going from like 7th grade. From 7th grade onward is when it got like super tough for me, especially because like I had moved from where I'd grown up to a new place to go to school, and then like second year of high school we moved. So it was just easier for me to just stick to myself, especially since I could tell like people didn't really like me, that much. Like, they didn't necessarily hate me or anything, but I could tell they didn't like me. And then, like, I would get invited to things, but my mom would always say no. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go anywhere because I don't know how to act. I couldn't go anywhere because I was just going to embarrass her. So then I would stop asking her and then just tell people no and be like, oh, my mom's going to say no, so it doesn't make sense to even like try to ask her. Or like I would pretend like I'd asked her and then the next day just tell them no until eventually they stopped asking me. So that was it. And then my mom now is like, why don't you ever go out and do things? Like, when I wanted to go out and do things and just be at someone's, like my friend's house for a sleepover, even when someone who lives like really not that far away from us, like you'd always say no. So it's like, what's the point? But yeah, so like I've just been pretty sheltered and just an outcast. Like, people don't gravitate towards me. That's just how it's been. So that's why I have the name. I'm not cool enough. I'm not cool enough 08. It's just, that's it. That's all. Very short. It's not short video. I'm seeing a timestamp. I thought it was going to be less than 10 minutes. It's not. I'm sorry. I'm a Gemini. We talk. We do talk. Even though I'm not sociable, we still talk a lot. But anyway, bye.